Good evening. It has already been 3 months since the new year started, and 2025 is still proving itself to have been quite the challenging and developing year for our news agency, and we have finally gotten the correct permissions to begin broadcasting active news programs. It hasn't been difficult not only for us, but for everyone in Lugane. Despite the setbacks, we have still managed to correct our mistakes and continue bringing what is most important to you. So, let's start with the news. With a new year comes new resolutions. Not only for people, but for the municipality as a whole. For this year, we will be looking into the plans for the bus company, Luganes Autobus Parks, regarding their plans for 2026.
2025 has been a somewhat year for road expansions in Lugane, despite the developmental updates released to the public. Do you expect these anticipated expansions to be released this year?
No comment.
If you can reveal a bit more about it, how big do you expect the expansion to be?
Classified.
There has been some talk about the formal re-establishment of the Lugane tram and trolleybus administration. Are these plans true or only unsubstantiated rumors?
Please stop talking to us.
In conclusion, we can expect many things this year from the local bus department. Another achievement still being celebrated by the bus company was the 15-hour-long shift a few days ago. Unlike in regular shifts, where buses stop running much earlier, the bus network was successfully stress-tested and ran until 5 in the morning. This has been a great victory for the bus department as they seek to expand their services to encourage the development and use of public transit in the Lugane municipality.
How did your workers find the motivation and willpower to work 15 hours straight?
Twangsut is strength needed for our staff and company us of all working this long. We needed to rating kan vi fit labor loss. A lot of overtime oss insured and överkompensated. Vi paid them very well for the work and made sure to compensate for anything they would otherwise miss out on be working this long. Staying up until for inte morning driving buses is no easy task, but we managed it through quite well for our first three.
What challenges did you face while managing the long shift?
Oss our first time hosting sucka skift. Vi var presented vid challenges that var completely new to us. Vi första technical issues with a map in office building in one of our workers which for some strange reason forbade US Torun Annie services at all. Vi have no idea if the map was kurser or not, but vi removed the map from Tevallan to shift was able to continue as usual. Then we had issues with the Pager seemingly ceasing to work, but we had backup channels to replace them while the Pager system went offline for repairs. The shift continued rather uneventfully on our side after that until the finish.
Can we expect a long shift to occur again in the future?
Now that the capabilities and tests of the long shift have been proven, we will certainly have the knowledge to deal with issues during the first long shift and apply our learned lessons to the future long shifts. It is now a tested and proven method for hosting shifts and undubbtedly. It will permit us to receive more funding from the government to expand our company with new vehicles. New route and new team etablés.
It is certain that Luganes Autobus Parks has prepared and is ready to face whatever challenges come in the future. In less positive news, we are looking into a case where a tram which caught on fire on the tram and road intersection near shopping center, Gentars, blocking all vehicles from moving until the tram could have been moved to the site. The accident started after the tram crashed into a tractor carrying alcoholic drinks on a trail. The tractor full, now leaking from the crash and combining with the alcoholic drinks in the trailer, cumbered and carambosted, turning into a massive fire that the local volunteer fire brigade had to fight for about 20 minutes before the flames could have been calmed.
Wie wäre attending in asa motor vehicle incident et seata anas ikatas ven vi received a notification from the on duty dispatcher et Lugane Autobusu Park se tere was a fire et Gentas. Es wie wäre still handling the MVI, I orderet the unimuk to prostitute Gentas, es technical rescue was still required at our current location. Arriving later tan the unimuk et the scene, I noticed that my subordinate officer had handled the situation well, checking for any person still inside the tramway and deploying 2 hoses for fire attack. The fire was extinguished fairly quickly, however, the contents of the Trister's trailer ignited, indicating that it was likely not only orange juice, as labeled.
How would you rate the tractor driver's behavior?
The tractor driver remained very calm and informed us that the orange juice was a fire hazard. Although he was moving around the scene frequently, he was overall very cooperative and helpful.
The tractor driver himself agreed to an interview. This is what he had to say about this incident.
Was driving my tractor around Lugane, transporting orange juice for selling in Lugane. The trip was uneventful until he suddenly got hit by a tram to the right side of my tractor, causing a fuel leak. Obviously fuel and alcohol doesn't go well, especially with the engine that was still running, so it just exploded. Thankfully wasn't injured, so we took it quite calmly.
Do you have insurance for the accident?
No, I am broke now and it will be very hard for me to recover financially. It was such a good tractor with such great western qualities. Now we will be forced to look for something like a Belarus, Kharkiv or some other haggy Soviet thing on the marketplace. It's so hard to do business here without good technology.
A boss falling into a ditch with an Aristotelite pipes during road repairs conducted by thieves caused massive traffic jams near the central transportation hub at the railway station in Lugane. Many buses experienced delays of up to 20 minutes while railroad traffic was caught in heavy by the accident on the road from station to the railway crossing near the middle school. Most of the LAP bus fleet was caught in this traffic jam at one point, resulting in disruptions in travel for other road users too. The traffic jam was solved when the bus was pulled out of the ditch and sent for maintenance, after about 25 minutes, and returned to normal capacity. The bus involved in the accident will undergo repairs to damage done to its front bumper during the fall. After some time of zero-life map coverage for buses in Lugane due to maintenance, a new version of the Lugane public transport tracking website has been released by the same developer as the previous website. There are many new updates to the map, such as many new edit indicators for speed, punctuality and more. However, this website has not been designed with only Lugane in mind. This website has been turned into a system providing high-quality information of public transport services across the world. Not only can you now see information about public transit in Lugane, but in places such as Bulgaria, Poland, Lithuania and even Oman, where the same upgrades to education can now be enjoyed by the inhabitants of those cities too. We are providing an exclusive interview with the developer himself, Bpilot 253.
What motivated you to create such a website?
A bit more than 2 years ago I found out that transport agency in Sofia had their own life map, but it had very basic features and was basically unusable. Inspired by it, I decided to jump on the mission to create a better and more useful life map. That is how a year later the first version of the life map was born, which at the time only included Sofia. A few months later I started remaking the life map from scratch so it could support multiple cities. This effort took around 6 months and releasing publicly in September 2025. Due to the initial goal of being able to support any city that has transport data in a standardized format, as well as the fact that I made the life map, that meant that I could also add LZA to it. This was quite a milestone as it meant that all new features from the main life map can be available for LZA, marking a very significant upgrade compared to the original LZA life map.
What features does the website provide that would make it better than the maps provided by the transport companies themselves?
There are many features: ability to see delays, vehicle brigades, trip viewing, vehicle information, live departures for stops, map filtering and more. All of this combined makes my life map a lot more powerful than any maps that could potentially be provided by the transport agencies themselves.
Any new locations planned for the website?
I have got a whole list of 15 potential future cities, a few in Bulgaria, while the rest are in Eastern and Central Europe. To name a few: Bucharest, Budapest, Riga, Helsinki, Zagreb. These cities don't have such map at all or it isn't very advanced.
That's it for the news. I've been your host Ivars. Enjoy your rest of the evening. Goodbye.
О клиенте. Hello, sir.
Здрасте.
Hello taxi.
Vana takia aride vitis babi?
Best taxi
Pure comfort
in
and
our
roller
area.
coaster
Nie.
with experience. Don't be like
It's
hard.
scary.
Will fail every pothole.
Do you wanna ride?
Yes.
Teresa Devanae,
Nie.
know most of the roads with years of
What?
experience.
It will have the best vehicles.
Libra guess what most of the things.
Best music in all of Europe.
Ever had an argument about which taxi to get? Let us make the right choice for you. First, let us see Valentine's taxometres. And would you look at that? Such a stunning ride. See that? That is quality at work. Why would you pick anything else? And now the alternative option. Other taxi services. They exist and they disappoint every time. You want to stay very far away from them. That looked bad. Just go with Valentina's taxometres for the love of all things holy. The choice is obvious.
Enjoy the overrated modernism. R. This is just stupid. If you were to ask me. 1.
Valentina's taxometres, the best taxi service in Lugane. Always fast delivery of a car to the place of call, comfortable cars and experienced drivers, peace and safety during the trip, professional stereo audio system, and most importantly, incredibly low rates, just 24 cents per minute. We operate 24/7. Our call number is 27244644. Valentina's taxometres.
Чувак, это похороны.
Сообщение подготовлено при поддержке Православной Церкви Лугане.
Position number 1.
Отдыхаю сам.
Position number 2.
Тебя хочу. Я знаю, точно знаю, наверняка, что где-то рядом ты стоишь для меня. И я тебя хочу. Position number.
Милая моя, где ты? Милая моя, где ты? Милая моя, где ты?
Ваша милая находится в Лада-центре.
И я иду звоню.
Position number